All right, what's up, guys? Hopefully, a quick video on a drawn-on video effect using Adobe After Effects. Really popular effect used in a lot of music videos. Here's Bruno Mars's "That's What I Like," where you see him dancing and these drawn-on elements appearing around him. Justin Bieber's "What Do You Mean" lyric video is just all of that, just like quick slow-mo shots using this drawn-on effect to create the lyrics. Um, this is a similar effect to two other videos that I have up on my YouTube channel. One where I do this effect entirely in Photoshop, for those who are not yet familiar with After Effects or Premiere, and another one that's a scribble rotoscope effect in After Effects, but that one makes use of the pen tool, while for this effect we'll be making use of the brush tool in After Effects. So I am also, speaking of tools, I'm also using a Wacom tablet with a stylus because that's what we're using in class. But you can do the whole thing with a mouse too. It's up to you. Wacom tablets are just one of my favorite pieces of equipment, and I love them, so I'm going to be using that. So let's get started. I am going to go ahead and create a new composition for my footage. The footage I have for this, really quick, with my student AJ, kind of looks like he's pulling something out of my mouth, kind of like we did with the Photoshop tutorial. I'm just going to drag and drop that in there and make a new composition from footage just by dragging it on there. So my composition is the exact same size and length as the footage, or as the clip. So here we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab my brush tool, and down here under the paint window and brushes window, I can edit that. Now, a few things to note is when it comes in, I believe the default settings for paint in After Effects is that the mode is normal and the duration is constant. If the duration is constant, anytime I draw on something with the brush tool, it'll exist for every frame. And this classic animation technique, the drawing changes every frame. So we're going to change that to be single frame. That does mean that this process is a little tedious or a little bit long, as traditional animation was, and as any kind of rotoscoping technique is pretty time consuming. Now, if I grab my brush tool, I get an error if I try to paint with it, or it doesn't let me paint natively because I need to be on the layer panel. But that means I'm currently on a composition panel, which means I'm working on my entire composition. If I double click on my layer, now it looks the same, but I am on a layer panel. And that means I'm editing that layer individually. I don't really see anything because I only have one layer, but important step. And now I can, with my brush tool, draw. I'm going to go ahead and draw just one quick line from my mouth to AJ's hand. Command right arrow key on the keyboard goes to the next frame, and I'm going to go ahead and draw that line a little bit, maybe like tighter, and eventually he starts to move away, and I have started my long process of rotoscoping. Other things I can do just to add some flavor. Maybe I start a little bit of drawing, tracing the edge of me. So I'll finish that line, and then for the next frame, have the drawing go a little bit further. Command right. I'm on a Mac, it's Control right on a PC. And this is the long process here. I've done 5 frames, and every frame I just change it a little bit more and more. And like what you do is up to you. That tracing effect is pretty classic. Having like words right or come up is pretty classic for the effect. By classic, I mean it's used traditionally now. The classic effect is to draw your whole animation like this. Go ahead and start to draw my face too there. Yeah, I don't really think I need to show the whole process in the video. It just takes a little bit of time. So if I scroll through, now you can see the whole animation playing out one by one. Once that's done, I would basically close my layer. The drawings exist back in the composition panel, and the effect exists. You can play around with it. You can adjust the paint settings. You can adjust your brush, the kind of brush that you're using. If you're using Wacom stylus, you can do different kind of fade-ins and fades out with the pen pressure, but get some inspiration for it. Like those music videos are obviously really cool. One more example, ignore my chaos. The one more example, I see this a lot of time in like just really quick like advertisements or like little bumpers. Here's a really cool Adidas ad I saw on Instagram. Same effect, really simple video, but all drawing. Very, very cool. Yeah, so that is just scribble animating with a brush tool in Adobe After Effects. Thank you for watching.